When Jeffrey Epstein died in federal custody in 2019, the narrative stopped. The primary perpetrator was gone, and the paper trail ended with him. That silence was temporary. A legal release has injected over 3 million unredacted pages, 180,000 images, and 2,000 videos directly into the public domain. Analysts and journalists are actively feeding this material into the accountability database, a live tracking system scoring the world's most powerful people based on their documented involvement in the network. Look at the nodes lighting up. We are seeing tech billionaires, heads of state, and legacy politicians pulled into the open. The crossfire spares absolutely no sector of global influence. Beyond the horrific trafficking offenses, these files provide the literal, operating blueprint of how leverage is manufactured and stored at the highest levels of power. For the ultra-elite, capital is cheap. Secrets hold the real value. This dynamic is called coercive leverage, the systematic accumulation of damaging information used to guarantee compliance. This reframes Epstein's entire operation. Internal communications found in these files drop the facade of a financier, describing him directly as the greatest blackmailer ever. The private islands and sprawling offshore estates served a highly specific operational purpose. They functioned as honey traps, wired for surveillance to capture video extortion material of his powerful guests. His domestic properties ran on the same model. The Palm Beach mansion operated as a specialized entrapment facility hidden in plain sight. His ultimate goal was the accumulation of compromised global figures. He used these properties as a net to capture high-value targets and maintain a database of their private behaviors. The accountability database sorts this web into clear functional roles: enablers, associates, and officials. The enablers manage the daily logistics. They actively sourced the victims and insulated the core operation from consequences. Then we have the associates. Tech billionaires like Elon Musk appear in the email dumps, directly requesting access to the private island, details that contradict public statements of distance. Current cabinet officials like Howard Lutnick claimed to have severed ties with Epstein decades ago. The database reveals he maintained heavy email contact long after his stated cutoff date. The files document legacy political figures spanning multiple administrations. Their constant presence provided political immunity over the entire operation. That leverage extended across borders, trapping prominent members of the British royal family and international diplomats in the same net. This structure, the enablers, the hardware of surveillance, and the integration of tech and political access, describes an intelligence-gathering machine. It functioned as a system designed to manufacture and record leverage while remaining immune to standard law enforcement. The cracks in the justice system began showing during the very first Palm Beach probe in 2005, revealing institutions that protected the network. We now know prosecutors had accumulated enough evidence by 2007 to write a 56-page draft indictment for sex trafficking. The Department of Justice inexplicably dropped it. In 2019, while Epstein was in federal custody awaiting trial, the specific security cameras monitoring his cell supposedly malfunctioned, and the crucial video evidence was lost. Even today, the release of these 3 million files is plagued by suspicious redaction errors from the DOJ, mistakes that expose the identities of victims while shielding high-profile associates. This record of dropped indictments, lost surveillance footage, and selective redaction reveals a pattern of protection for the leveraged elite class. The institutional control over this data has effectively ended. Gatekeepers no longer determine what the public can see. It required a 20-year fight by over 1,200 survivors, whose testimonies finally forced these files into the open. Now, open-source investigators are bypassing the DOJ, manually decoding flight logs and private databases in real time. Appearing in these documents does not automatically equate to legal guilt. It does strip away the secrecy and untouchability these elites relied on. This decentralized public democratization of data is currently the only mechanism forcing actual accountability. These 3 million documents are now public, and their impact cannot be retracted. They serve as the permanent historical map of how global power was controlled and manipulated in the 21st century. You see the names, the enablers, the properties, and the institutions all locked together in a single suffocating web. The true danger lies in the geopolitical system that demanded those crimes as currency.